sedan with no lights burning was standing beside the road just above Piney Falls Bridge. And as I drove past it, a girl put her head out and said,
"Please?"
Her voice was urgent, but there was not enough excitement in it to make it either harsh or shrill. I put on my brakes and backed up. By that time, a man got out of the sedan. There was enough light to let me see that he was young and fairly big. He moved a hand in the direction I had been going and said,
"On your way, buddy."
The girl said again,
"Will you drive me into town, please?"
She seemed to be trying to open the sedan door. Her head had been pushed forward over one eye. I said, "Sure." The man on the road took a step toward me, moved his hand as before, and growled,
"Scram, you!"
I got out of my car. The man on the road had started toward me when another man's voice came from the sedan, a harsh, warning voice.
"Go easy, Tony. It's Jack By."
The sedan door swung open and the girl jumped out. Tony said, His feet shifted uncertainly on the road. But when he saw the girl making for my car, he cried indignantly at her.
"Listen, you can't ride into town with..."
She was in my roadster by then.
"Good night,"
she said. He faced me, shook his head stubbornly, began,
"I'll be damned if I'll..."
I hit him hard. The knockdown was fair enough, but I think he could have got up again if he wanted to. I gave him a little time, then asked the fellow in the sedan, "All right with you?" I still could not see him.
"He'll be all right."
He replied quickly,
"I'll take care of him, all right."
"Thanks." Climbed into the car beside the girl. The rain I had been trying to get to town ahead of was beginning to fall. The coupe with a man and a woman had passed us going toward town. We followed the coupe across the bridge. The girl said,
"This is awfully kind of you. Oh, I wasn't in any danger back there, but it was nasty."
"They wouldn't be dangerous," I said. "But they would be nasty."
"You know them?"
"No."
"But they knew you. Tony Forrest and Fred Barnes."
When I did not say anything, she added,
"They were afraid of you."
"A desperate character." She laughed.
"Pretty nice of you, too, tonight. Oh, I wouldn't have gone with either of them alone, but I thought with two of them."
She turned up the collar of her coat.
"So your name's Jack By?"
She said, "Yours is Helen Warren."
"How'd you know?"
She straightened her hat. "I seen you around."
Well, did you know who I was when I called to you?
"Yes."
It was silly of me to go out with them like that.
You're shivering.
It's chilly."
I said I was sorry my flask was empty. We had turned onto the western end of Hellman Avenue. It was 4 minutes past 10 by the clock on the front of the jewelry store on the corner of Laurel Street. A policeman in a black rubber coat was leaning against the clock. I did not know enough about perfumes to know the name of hers. She said,
"I'm chilly. Can't we stop somewhere and get a drink?"
"Do you really want to?" My voice must have puzzled her. She turned quickly to peer at me in the dim light.
"I'd like to,
She said,
unless you're in a hurry."
"No. You could go to Mac's. It's only 3 or 4 blocks from here, but it's a nigger joint." She laughed.
"All I ask is that I don't get poisoned."
"You won't. Sure you want to go?"
"Certainly."
She exaggerated her shivering.
"I'm cold. It's early."
Toots Mac opened his door for us. I could tell by the politeness with which he bowed his round, bald black head and said,
"Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam."
that he wished we had gone someplace else. But I was not especially interested in how he felt about it. I said, "Hello, Toots. How are you this evening?" Too cheerfully. There were only a few customers in the place. We went to the table in the corner farthest from the piano. Suddenly she was staring at me, her eyes, already very blue, becoming very round. "I thought you could see in the car," I began.
"How'd you get that scar?"
She asked, interrupting me. She sat down. "That..." Put my hand on my cheek. "Fight a couple years ago. Got to see the one on my chest,"
"We'll have to go swimming sometime."
she said gaily.
"Please sit down and don't keep me waiting for my drink."
"Are you sure?" She began to chant, keeping time with her fingers on the table.
"I want to drink, I want to drink."
Her mouth was small with full lips. It curved up without growing wider when she smiled. We ordered drinks, talked too fast, made jokes, and laughed too readily at them. We asked questions about the name of the perfume she used as one, and paid too much or no attention to the answers. And Toots looked glumly at us behind the bar when he thought we were not looking at him. It was all pretty bad. We had another drink and I said, well, let's slide along. She was nice about seeming neither too anxious to go nor to stay. The ends of her pale blonde hair curled up over the edge of her hat and back. At the door I said, listen, there's a taxi stand around the corner. You won't mind if I don't take you home. She put a hand on my arm.
I do mind. Please?
The streetlight was badly lighted. Her face was like a child's. She took her hand off my arm.
But if you'd rather...
I think I'd rather. She said slowly.
I like you, Jack Bye. And I'm awfully grateful.
I said, that's all right. We shook hands and I went back into the speakeasy. Toots was still behind the bar. He came up to where I stood.
You oughtn't to do that to me.
He said, shaking his head mournfully, I know, I'm sorry.
You oughtn't to do it to yourself.
He went on just as sadly.
This ain't Harlem, boy. And if old Judge Warner finds out his daughter's running around with you and coming in here, he can make it plenty tough for both of us. I like you, boy. But you gotta remember, it don't make no difference how light your skin is or how many colleges you went to. You're still a nigger.
I said, well, what do you suppose I want to be? A Chinaman? Ha 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 ha.